Hi guys, welcome back to Study with Azaria, and today we'll be looking at column addition part 2. So before we start with our column addition, let's start with our brain teaser of the day. If you think you've got the answer, write it down somewhere and stay until the end of the video to find the answers. Good luck! So to reflect on the last video, we have 3 main rules. Make sure you go and check it out if you haven't, column addition part 1. Starting with start at the back. Hopefully you got this, but we now know we always start at the back when it comes to column addition. Second rule, wording. Make sure you pay attention to wording because some questions will try to trick you out. And number 3, you need to make sure you know all your number bonds from 1 to 20. And if you want to go and check out some quick fire question rounds, they're in the last video. Enough of the recap, we're now going to refresh our memory with the basic column addition. I'm going to write a few questions on the screen. Pause the video now and come back and we'll write the answers together. Good luck! Okay, hope you're back from pausing the video. Let's talk through the questions. So question A, so we're going to start at the back. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Write that number directly below the ones column, and 3 plus 2 is 5. Next question, we start at the back. 3 plus 6 is 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. Your answer is 79. And finally, we have 58 plus 31. The answer for this question is 89. So let's try it. Let's say we have 59 plus 27. So as usual, you think it's fine, you start at the back. 9 plus 7. But hold on, 9 plus 7 equals to 16. There's 2 numbers. We're not used to this. We only have seen 1. Where does it go? But don't worry, it's nothing complicated. Just keep watching the video and we'll find out. Now we're looking at the question a bit more calmly. Let's have a go at it again. So what does happen? Let's say, again, we have 59 plus 27. And we did get, we started at the back and we got 9 plus 7, which equals to 16. So first of all, you cannot squish 2 numbers into 1 space, guys. It's only for 1 number you get 1 space. So cut out the idea that you try and squish 16 under 9 and 7. Don't do that. So let's label it. Let's break it down. 16. We have the 1s at the back and the 10s at the front. So we have 1 10 and 6 1s. So by labeling the 6 as the 1s, you know that the 6 is the one that is meant to go underneath the 9 and the 7 in the column addition. So the question is now, where do you place the 1? But we know that the 1 is a 10 because we labelled it with our place value in the little note section. So there is no other place for the 1 than in the 10s column. And you place this extra, we call it the carry on, underneath the 2 lines of the column addition. Now we complete this column addition by adding up the 10s. So we already have the 5 plus the 2, but now we can't forget the 1 that we exchanged. Yes, that's the word, we exchanged from the 1s. We'll come back to explaining that. So we have 5 plus 2 plus 1, which gives you 8, but we know in reality it's 50 plus 20 plus 10. Coming back to the topic of exchanging. So the process of exchanging is the carry-on that you have from the 1's calculation. So in this case, we had 9 plus 7, which gave us 16. And the carry-on we had was the 10 that we had to place in the 10s column. This is what we call exchanging. So let's try an example using our new exchanging skills. So let's say we have the question 49 plus 26. As a precaution, we would like to label the place values, the 10s and the 1s. And as usual, we start at the back. So we have 9 plus 6, which is 15. And we know that the 5 is the 1s. So the 5 is going to be directly below the 9 and the 6. And the 1, which is a 10 now, is going to be underneath the 2 lines in the column addition in the 10s column. Then we move on to do 4 plus 2, but we can't forget the 1 that we've exchanged. So 4 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 7. And we write that down. But we know in reality it's now
actually
I'm going to place some questions on the screen
using our new exchanging skills.
And please pause the video now to write them down on a piece of paper and do your best. Don't worry if you can't answer them all, there's always time to practice. Good luck! I hope you're now back from answering all the questions and pausing the video. Now let's start with question A. So we're not going to do the small notes on the side, we're going to work this out in our heads. So we have 7 plus 9, and if you know your number bonds, you'll know that's 16. So we're going to put the second digit at the back, which is the 6, and we're going to place the 1 under the 2 lines of the column addition, and then we have to do 2 plus 1 plus another 1, which will give us 4, and then our answer is 46. Then we have question B. As always, we start at the back. 8 plus 6 gives us 14. We put the 4 in the ones column and we put the 1 underneath the tens column. Then we have 4 plus 3 plus the 1, which gives us 8 with an answer of 84. Then for question C, 49 plus 47, we start at the back. 9 plus 7 gives us 16. We put the 6 in the ones column and the 1 underneath the tens column. Then we have 4 plus 4 plus 1, which gives us 9. And finally for D, we start at the back. 3 plus 9 gives us 12. We put the 2 in the ones column and we put the 1 underneath the tens column. Then 8 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 10. Don't try and squish that underneath just the tens column. There's plenty of space and there's an answer of 102. So in comparison to what we've already done, this is like a mini upgrade and this is just to 3-digit numbers. And we're going to start with the simple question of 342 plus 123. And of course the rule still applies, we always start at the back. So with the ones we are doing 2 plus 3, which gives us 5, and we put that directly under the ones column. Then we move on to 4 plus 2, which gives us 6, and we put that into the tens column, but we know in reality it's 40 plus 20, and that is no different. And then we just have an extra column, which is now called the hundreds column. And here we do 3 plus 1, which gives us 4. But we also know in reality that this is actually 300 plus 100, which gives us 400. But we just write the 4. And that gives us a total of 465. Back to using our exchanging skills, we're going to do with 3 digits. So here's a question of 383 plus 291. And as to true nature, we are starting at the back with 3 plus 1, which gives us 4. And then we have 8 plus 9, which gives us 17. But we know in reality it's actually 80 plus 90. And the exchanging still works. We just put the back digit in the supposedly tens column in this case, and we put the 1 in the hundreds column this time, due to place value. And then we do 3 plus 2, and then we also have to add the 1 that we've exchanged, which gives us 6. And that gives us a grand total of 674. And of course our favourite, I'm going to put 3 practice questions on the screen for you to answer to make sure we've solidified our skills in exchanging with 3 different numbers in column addition. Good luck, and there's always time to practice. Pause the video now and come back after you've written them down on a piece of paper so we can go through the answers. So I hope you're back from pausing the video and having a go at the questions. Let's start with the first one. So we always start at the back due to true nature. 2 plus 1 gives us 3. Then 6 plus 2 gives us 8. And then 4 plus 3 gives us 7. So that one wasn't too bad, there wasn't any carry-ons. So the second question, answer is 871. And then our third question, we have 631 plus 199, and we start at the back. So 1 plus 9 gives us 10, and then we put the back digit in the ones column, which is 0, and we put the 10 under the 2 lines in the column addition. 3 plus 9 plus 1 is 13, and we have a second carry on, that's okay. It may happen in different questions, and 3 plus 9 plus 1 gives us 13, so we put the back digit underneath the tens column, which is 3, and we carry the 1 into the hundreds column, and finally we have 6 plus 1 plus another 1, which gives us 8. That one you may want to go back in the video to check how it goes, but feel free to repeat the video to make sure you know what you're doing. So for good practice, we're going to get started on some word problems. So question A, we have Miss Piggy has 62 handbags. Yep, we know. However, her sister has 39. So therefore, the question is, how many handbags are there in total? So we're going to lay out our simple column addition as always. 62 plus 39. And we know, due to true nature, we always start at the back. So 2 plus 9 is 11. We put the back digit underneath the ones column and put the 10 in the tens column underneath the 2 lines. And then we have 6 plus 3, and don't forget the 1, plus 1, which gives us 10. Therefore, we have 101 handbags in total. What a collection! Now moving on to question B. There are 639 students in Hogwarts and 327 students in Mallory Towers. What is the total amount of students in both schools combined? So now we just simply have to put 639 plus 327 written down, and we start at the back. Therefore, 9 plus 7 gives us 16. We put the back digits, the ones. The 6 we put it in the ones column, and we put the 10 underneath the 2 lines of the column addition in the tens column. Then we have 3 plus 2, but don't forget the 1, which gives us 6. And then we have 6 plus 3, which is the hundreds column, equals to 9. And therefore we have a total amount of 966 students in both schools combined. So here's a question that I'd like you guys to do for yourself. It's not a tricky wordy question, but it's one that you definitely need to pay attention to. So 2 libraries want to compare the amount of books they have. The first library has 473 books and 128 CDs. The second library has 216 books and 64 CDs. So the first sub-question is, what is the total amount of books between the libraries? And the second sub-question is, what is the total amount of CDs? Pause the video now to have a go and write these down, and come back for the answers. So the first thing we want to do is address the question. So the first sub-question asks, what is the total amount of books? So we want to go through and highlight the total of books and not the CDs. So we can see that the first library has 473 and the second library has 216. Those are the 2 numbers that we want to use for the column addition. So you write both of those down. Now starting at the back, we have 3 plus 6, which gives us 9. Then we have 7 plus 1, which gives us 8. And we have 4 plus 2, which gives us 6. So that gives us an easy total of 689 books for the first question. And for the total amount of CDs, we want to go through and circle the amount of CDs. So for the first library, there were 128. And for the second library, there was 64. Put that into the column addition way. Then we all start at the back, so 8 plus 4 gives us 12, and because it's the carry-on and the process of exchanging, we put the back digit, the 2, in the ones column, and we put the 10 underneath the tens column. Then we have 2 plus 6, but don't forget the 1 plus 1, which gives us 9, which we place in the tens column. Then we have 1 plus 0 slash nothing, which gives us 1. And that gives us a total of 192 CDs. So coming back to the brain teaser that we had in the beginning, this is a non-verbal question, and it's the sort that you see in quite a few exams throughout life, but the ones you guys may be concerned about is 11 plus, and I will be dropping a video soon to talk about the fundamental skills in non-verbal. And non-verbal is like a muscle in your brain that you can develop and find easy ways to find the answer in these sort of questions, but it does take practice. So the answer to this question was D. So the first point some people will look at would be the number of arrows on the number of lines on the arrows, but we can see this is not a common denominator between the questions, because in A we have 2 lines, in B we have 4 lines, in C we have 3 lines, and in D we have 3 lines. Of course there are 2 similarities, but that isn't really what's going to help us get the right answer. The second point people may look at is the shading in a box. And 2 of them are shaded and 2 of them aren't, so that is a 50-50 chance, and you will not see that in a non-verbal question, in the sense that it should be something that applies to all the other possibilities aside one. And that leads me to the point that the correct factor you should be looking at is the direction of the arrow. So from A, B and C you can see the arrows pointing towards the box as if it wants to go inside the box, but for D it's pointing outwards, away from the box, and this is the factor that will get you to get the right answer for the question. And there will be a future video coming down to explain more details about different types of non-verbal questions. If you got it, well done. If you didn't, there's plenty of time for practice, and there are going to be more videos to test your knowledge. And thank you for listening. So thank you if you stayed this long for the whole endurance of the video. Please subscribe, and if you want any topic requests, please feel free to comment down below. Thank you.